गाए उनकी भाग है भारी, उनकी भाग है भारी। रामायण को पाठ जो करते उनकी मैं बलिहारी, उनकी मैं बलिहारी। जिनके हृदय राम लगनिया, जिनके हृदय राम लगनिया आठों याम लगी। उनको काहे की कमी, उनको काहे की कमी। जप ले राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम, बोलो राम सिया राम। जिनके हृदय राम रमे, सिया राम, उनके हृदय राम रमे। जिनके हृदय राम रमे, उनको काहे की कमी, उनको काहे की कमी, उनको काहे की कमी, उनको काहे की कमी।
बोलो श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, महाशक्ति माता की जय, भद्रकाली माता की जय। Let us all stand and blend our voices together as we invite the blessings of the Mother, as we ask that she may grace us with her presence, and of course in our hearts we glorify her through the medium of aarti. We seek her blessings, her grace and her benedictions. तब हाथ जोड़ के निपुण कर, क्योंकि भगवती माता का अमल सब ध्यान धरो। Let us join our palms together as we prepare to invite the blessings of the Mother into our hearts. Hari Om. Everyone, Hari Om. Hari Om. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samprabha Nirvignam Kuru me Deva सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी, भक्ति मुक्ति प्रदायिनी, मंत्रमूर्ति सदा देवी, महालक्ष्मीर्नमो अस्तुते। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता, नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। जयंती काली महाकाली, भद्रकाली कपालिनी, दुर्गा क्षमा शिवधात्री, स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते। Salutations to the feet of the Mother, who is the source of all happiness and blessings, whose blessings would rid the devotee of the greatest of pain, sorrows, misfortunes and miseries. Tonight, Ma, as we prepare to perform your aarti, we invite the blessings of your love into our hearts, the blessings of your light before us, that you may brighten our path and bless us to see our way in this world of darkness, O Goddess Mother. You are worshipped as Gauri, as Ambe, Shailaputri, as Mahakali, the dispeller of all the fears of your devotees. Salutations, Ma, again and again. Jai Ambe, Gauri Maya, Jai Shama, Gauri. निश दिन तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी. With all our love, let us sing Devi Aarti. Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. Bolo. Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. Bolo Jai Ambe Gauri Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri. Bolo
Maiya, Jai Shama Gauri.
Bolo Jai Shama Gauri. Bolo
Jai Shama Gauri.
मांग सिंधूर विराजती को मृध मद को. मांग सिंधूर विराजती को मृग मद को. उत्कल से तो नैना चंद्र बदननी को. बोलो जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय क्षमा गौरी. Everyone together, बोलो
जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. कनक समान कलेवर लतांबर.
बोलो कनक समान कलेवर रक्तांबर राजे.
रक्त पुष्प गलमाला कण कण धर
साजे. बोलो जय गौरी अम्बे मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. बोलो जय अम्बे गौरी
मैया, जय क्षमा गौरी.
बोलो के हरि वाहन राज खड्ग परधारी. बोलो के हरि वाहन राज खड्ग परधारी. बोलो सुर नर मुनि जन सेवक जीते दुखहारी. बोलो जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. जय जय दुर्गा माता, जय जय
दुर्गा माता.
जय जय महाकाली माता, जय जय माता. बोलो कनक कुंडल शोभित नासाग्रे मोती. कानन कुंडल
शोभित नासाग्रे मोती.
बोलो कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर समराजत ज्योति. बोलो जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी. बोलो
जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी.
जय जय दुर्गा माता. बोलो
जय दुर्गा माता.
जय जय महाकाली माता. जय जय महिषासुर घाती। बोलो
शुंभ निशुंभ बिताड़े महिषासुर घाती।
बोलो धूम्र विलोचन नैना निश दिन मधमाती। बोलो जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। बोलो जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। जय जय दुर्गा माता जय 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 महाकाली माता जय। बोलो दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। बोलो दुर्गे
दुर्गे दुर्गे जय जय।
Put all your love and sing to Mother. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Bolo bhaiya. Durge, Durge,
Durge jai jai Ma।
Jai Mahakali Mata, Jai Mahakali Ma, Kali Bhavani Ma,
काली कपाली माँ।
Kali Kapali Ma.
काली कपाली माँ।
जगदोधायिनी माँ।
जगदोधारिणी माँ।
महा अम्बे जय जय माँ। महा अम्बे
जय जय माँ।
बोलो दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। 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 बोलो दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। बोलो दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। अम्बे भवानी माँ। अम्बे भवानी कतेरी जय जय माँ। जय कतेरी जय जय माँ। महापरमेश्वरी माता महापरमेश्वरी माता। दुर्गे दुर्गे everyone pray together. दुर्गे जय जय माँ। बोलो दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विद्यारूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शुद्धारूपेण संस्थिता। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। बोलो दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। एवरीवन बोलो दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ। रक्तबीजवदे देवी चंदमुंद विनाशिनी रूपम देहि जयम देहि यशो देहि दिशो जहि। ओम नमश्चंदिकायै नमः। ओम नमश्चंदिकायै नमः। Om Namo Chandikaye Namah. Bolo Mahashakti Mata ki jai, Syavar Ramachandra ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Pavan Sut Hanuman ki jai. Sharanam. Sabhi Sotnagan apna aasan par baithiye. Be seated everyone, very comfortably. On behalf of the Payer family, let me say Shubh Swagatam and a very warm and cordial welcome to all of you to this evening's Satsang and the glorification of the Universal Mother in all her beautiful forms and manifestations, more so tonight as Mahadurga, Mahakali Devi. Devotees, brothers and sisters, Bhajano, there are many yagyas, in particular very recently, that glorifies and highlights the various forms of the Universal Mother, her various attributes, her various qualities, modes of worship, procedures and practices in the performance of Shakti and Devi Puja. We have the many yatras and the many tirats, the many temples, the many mandirs that are dedicated to the worship of the Mother in various forms and in various depictions. We are in the month of Shravan, and very soon upon us will be the celebrations of the navratri. What is the significance of the navratri? More so, what is the significance of the worship of the Mother? And what could be derived from such pujas, from such worships, such forms of worship? What are some of the connotations, some of what we call the concepts, misunderstanding, misconcepts involved in Shakti Puja, and more so the worship of the Universal Mother in her form as Kali? And so tonight, in my own very humble way, the pleasure, the privilege and the opportunity really being given by this family to share a few thoughts and my own humble opinion on the concepts of the worship of the Mother, and more so too from the various scriptures as to what is said about the greatness of the worship of the Mother in her form as Durga, in her form as Kali Mata. Recently in Barapur I did a yagya, and there we read from the Adbhut Ramayana, and we saw where the Sahasranand Ravan, the 1,000-headed Ravan, was destroyed by not Bhagwan Sri Ramchandraji, but we saw where this many-headed form of Ravan, the multiple-headed form of Ravan, could have not been destroyed by Sri Ramchandraji, and how this form, being so very powerful and being given boons by Bhagwan Shankar, Sita Devi, the consort of Sri Ramchandraji, on seeing the demise, on seeing the death, and on seeing the destruction of her Swami, her Lord, by the hands of this form of Ravan, she manifested in that very powerful, uncontrolled form of Bhadrakali, and how she was able to single-handedly destroy that 1,000-headed Ravan by her own very hands. We saw where that manifestation was so very powerful. In fact, no pun intended, as the earth shook just a few days ago when we had the earthquake, the power of the Mother created what we call the fragmentation of the continents of the Prithvi Lok, the worldly regions. And there it is believed, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, that the whole world was actually one embodied form of land, one piece of land altogether. And by that powerful vibration of a manifestation, the shaking of the earth created the separation of all the continents. And this is what we have today, as the earth being separated into the various continents and surrounded all by water. Of course, all of this is within the pages of the Adbhut Ramayana. And her uncontrolled form, when the Devatas saw how powerful the manifestation was, they appealed to Bhagwan Shankar that, "O Shivji, please intervene and allow the Mother to retain herself as Sita Devi. And we saw where Bhagwan Shankar had to throw himself before her, that form of Bhadrakali. And the minute she was about now to cross him over, then she realized that this is the very said Shiva whom my Ram had worshipped while he was in the Dandak forest. And immediately her foot remained there uplifted before Shivji, and she was once again able to retain her true form as Sita Devi. So we are going to look again, first of all, from the third book, the 27th Adhyay, the 27th chapter of Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. We're going to look at the significance of the Navratri period, but more so what I want to share with you, there is a beautiful shloka, the 24th and the 25th shloka, that speaks about the importance of realizing the significance of the Navratri and the taking of the Sankalp. And this is one of the things that we want to discuss, of course, if time would permit tonight. How important, apart from doing the Devi Puja, how important the Sankalp is. And that sometimes in life, you might not be able to immediately perform the Puja, because as we all know, one of the most important parts of Devi Puja and Shakti Puja is your fast in preparation for the performance of Mother's Puja. Winston will tell you, yesterday we did Mother Puja right here. And it took us an hour and a half alone to prepare the Vedi by consecrating all the different pujas. When you perform Mother's Puja, you just don't go start making offerings to her. You have to perform the puja to her son Ganesh Ji first. Then you have to worship the earth as Prithvi Mata. Then you have to worship the sun Surya Devata. You have to appease the planets, the Navgraha Devatas. You have to worship or form as the Shodashomatrikas. That is the 16 forms of the Devis that will sit around your home to bring purity and to protect the spiritual doors of your home. Then she is worshipped in her form as Shaila Putri. She is worshipped in her 64 manifestations. And of course, when we do yajnas, you will see the 64 flags. This is called Chausat Yogini. And then Tulsi is worshipped. The Kalsa is consecrated. And then her manifestations of Bhairava, her manifestation of Sangini, her manifestation of Munesha. These forms must be appeased and worshipped. And then you begin the worship of the Mother. So that the Vedi, all of these pujas must be performed first. And then it sets the stage for the invitation of the Mother and the performance of her puja. And so, my friends, I'm very happy for this opportunity to share these simple thoughts and my humbled opinion on the greatness of Mother's Puja and the blessings and the benedictions she brings to our lives, our everyday existence. Prem se bolo Jagadamba Mata ki Jai. Every day is presided by a different deity. And so on Saturdays we worship who? Shri Hanumanji. So we pay obeisance to Pavan Putra, and that's yet another part of the Katha. Tonight, if time would permit, I will read for you the closeness of Shri Hanumanji and Mahakali. And how when Shri Hanumanji had gone down to Patal to rescue Rama and Lakshmana from Ahiravan, who had taken them down to Patal Puri, how Shri Hanumanji went and they were performing Mahakali Puja. And he went into her mother's air and he begged her, "Oh Ma, please allow me to free Ram and Lakshmana." And there was a beautiful conversation that came between Shri Hanuman and Mahakali. He took a very small, minute form as the form of a mosquito, and he went there, and in the Devi's air he started singing and chanting and glorifying her. And then she said, "Oh Hanuman, Bardan, ask for a boon." And a beautiful conversation we would share with you about the closeness of Hanuman Baba and Mahakali. Do you know that there are two deities that sit at the door of every Kali temple? And these two deities are who? They are Bhairo Devta and Pavan Putra. They are the doorkeepers of Mahakali. And if you do not worship and glorify them, then the mother will not open her hearts to welcome you as her children. Bolo Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki Jai. Bajranga Bali. The bhajan says, Mere nav chali करुणा कर पार लगा देना. Glory, O worship Shri Hanuman. He is the source of all happiness and blessing. A beautiful bhajan. If you are not singing with me, I will cease to continue. And probably we'll just dance the rest of the evening. So please, blend your voices together. You see this beautiful lady sitting here? She told me exactly what she wanted today. She would say, Baba, she said, you are coming to my home today because you are always so loved and you always do what I tell you to do. You're not like Winston. So I'm going to sing this bhajan. I'm going to dedicate it to her. It's a very special day. Bajrang bali mere naav chali karuna kar paar laga dena karuna kar paar laga dena. Always on the lips of Shri Hanumanji. If one thing I want you to remember tonight is Shri Hanumanji teaches us how to be the ideal devotee of Shri Ramchandraji, the ideal devotee of Bhagwan. And so he reminds all of us, Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Bolo, you sing Bolo, everyone. Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Let me translate one verse of this bhajan for you. The bhajan says, Glory, glory to Shri Ramchandraji. O Hanumanji, my vessel of life is in motion in this world. Please have mercy upon me, Prabhu, and carry me across the ocean of life. O Mahabir, O Shri Hanumanji, take away all my pain and sadness. My Lord, when I cry tears of sorrow, no one knows, only you, Prabhu. There are so many things around me, but yet there is emptiness inside. Oh Hanuman Baba, who will I turn to when the world weighs heavy on my shoulders? Today to you I come in prayer. Bajrang bali mere naav chali karuna kar paar laga dena karuna. Bolo everyone. Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Dukhon ke badal giri aaye, लहरों में हम धूमे जाए. दुखों के बादल घिर आए, लहरों में हम डूबे जाए. हनुमत लाला तुम्हारे रखवाला, दिनों को आज बता लेना. Bolo everyone. Bajrang bali mere naav karuna kar paar laga dena. Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Bolo. Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. And next verse, it says, Sukha deva naam tera pad pad pe sahara. Naam, my Lord, your name itself is the greatest power in this world. Your name, when I chant it, alone brings happiness that is lasting to me, Prabhu. You are my support. You are my refuge, O Lord. May you remove all my worldly sorrows and afflictions, my Lord, my Hanumanji, and give me strength to stand firm in this world. We sing. Sukh devan hoye, naam tera pag pag pe sahara, naam tera. Bolo.
देवन हारा नाम तेरा पग पग पे सहारा नाम तेरा
भव भय हारी हितकारी कष्टों से आज छुड़ा लेना कष्टों से आज छुड़ा लेना बजरंग बली मेरा जली करुणाकर पार लगा देना करुणाकर पार लगा देना बोलो राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम बोलो राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
बोलो राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम बोलो श्याम रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय. Sit upright and close your eyes, everyone. Let us pay salutations to the feet of Devi Mata as we prepare ourselves to engage our minds and our hearts in her beautiful Katha. Om Katyayanaysha vidmahi Kanyakumari dhimahi Tanno Durge namo namam. Ambe ambike ambalike namaniyati kaschanah Sastashvakam shubhatrikam kampilvasini Apatsumagam smaranam tvareyam Karumi durge karunarnavishe Naitachyatvam bhavitana Shuda trishnartam jananim smaranti Om Dhumranitra varade devi dharma kamartadayini Rupam dehi jayam dehi yasho dehi dvisojahi Achinta rupa charate devi sarva satru vinashini Rupam dehi jayam dehi yasho dehi dvisojahi Om vandite saradam yuddhe jayantim papanashini Rupam dehi jayam dehi yasho dehi dvisojahi Om Namaschandikaye Namah Om Namaschandikaye Namah Om Namaschandikaye Namah. Hey Bhagavati Ma Saraswati, bless us with intelligence, the wisdom and an open mind and heart to receive Mother's wisdom, that the knowledge that comes from the Purana and the Holy Scriptures may empower us and increase our love and devotion only to your lotus-like feet. O Ma Saraswati, may the messages of love inspire us to live a more dharmic and spiritually conscious life, that in thoughts, words and deeds we may only dedicate ourselves to loving and serving you. Ya kundendu dusharhar davalam ya shubravastramruta Ya veena varadanda mandita kriyashveda padamasanam Ya brahmachuda shankara prabhuti virdevai sada vandita Samam patu saraswati bhagavati nishesha jadyapaham Om Namaschandikaye Namah Om Namaschandikaye Namah Om Namaschandikaye Namah Bolo Jagadamba Mata ki Jai. We listen in these beautiful verses glorifying Devi Mata.
Jai Jag Janani
जननी अम्बे भवानी. Everyone बोलो.
जय जग जननी अम्बे भवानी. जय जग जननी अम्बे भवानी.
निश दिन ध्यान धरो शंकर को, काहू काल नहीं सुमिरो तुमको. शक्ति रूप को मरमन पायो, शक्ति गई तब मन पछतायो. बोलो.
जय जग जननी अम्बे भवानी. जय जग जननी अम्बे भवानी.
जय महाकाली अम्बे भवानी. जय जय काली जय महारानी.
जय जग जननी काली भवानी. जय जग जननी काली भवानी.
शरणागत हुई कीर्ति भवानी. जय 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 जगदम्ब भवानी. भय प्रसन्न आदि जगदम्बा. भय प्रसन्न आदि जगदम्बा. दय शक्ति नहीं कीन विलंबा. जय जग जननी काली महारानी. जय जग जननी काली महारानी. बोलो.
जय जग जननी अम्बे भवानी. जय जग जननी अम्बे भवानी.
जय राम श्री राम. बोलो everyone. जय राम श्री राम. जय जय राम. श्री राम जय राम. जय जय राम. बोलो everyone together. श्री राम जय राम. जय जय राम. श्री राम जय राम. जय जय राम. जय हनुमान श्री हनुमान. जय हनुमान श्री हनुमान. श्री हनुमान जय हनुमान. बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की. उमापति महादेव की. निश दिन ध्यान धरो शंकर को, काहू काल नहीं सुमिरो तुमको. जय जग जननी काली भवानी. जय जग जननी काली महारानी. करिष्यामि व्रतं मात्रः नवरात्रम् अनुमुत्तमम्. साहाय्यं कुरु मे देवी जगदम्बा मम कीलकाम्. करिष्यामि व्रतं मात्रः नवरात्रम् अनुमुत्तमः. साहाय्यं कुरु मे देवी जगदम्बा मम कीलकम्. जय अम्बे गौरी मैया. जय अम्बे गौरी. जय अम्बे Gauri Maya, Jai Shama Gauri. Bolo Shri Jagadamba Mata ki Jai. Devotees, in the 26th shloka of the 27th book of the 3rd section of Devi Bhagavatam, this is a beautiful shloka that tells of the preparation for the Navratri period. Karishyami vratam matraha navaratram manamuttamam sahayam kurme devi jagadamba mamakilakam. Navratram manamuttamam. Manu refers to mankind, and mankind, of course, referring to male and female. Manu Uttamam. The word Uttamam. Uttam means to uplift, to elevate. Uttamam, that which causes upliftment to elevation. That this Navratri is the greatest opportunity that presents itself in life for man to lift himself out of any situation of sorrow, difficulty, problem, affliction, misfortune, or wherever one may have brought themselves in this worldly existence. Karishyami vratam matraha. Most importantly, the key word there in that shloka is vratam. Vratam simply refers to an act that brings auspiciousness and elevation. Vratam. Karishyami vratam matraha navaratri manamuttamam. Devotees, in the beautiful pages of Devi Bhagavatam, Vyas Maharaj, who was the incarnation of Lord Vishnu himself, he says that the greatest opportunity that presents itself to mankind is the opportunity to observe this Navratri vrat. But why is Navratri referred to as a vrat? Because it has to be prepared for, the timing has to be very auspicious, and of course your action during this time must be totally disciplined indeed. This is what a vrat is. Now many people say, Baba, is a vrat a fast? No, a vrat is not a fast. You could fast anytime you wish. In fact, you could fast tomorrow, you could fast Monday, you could fast for a week, you could fast for a month, you could fast for a year. But a vrat is different from a fast. And what is a vrat? A vrat has certain principal guidelines that would first of all establish a particular period, a particular timing. So timing is important. And the timing is important because this Navratri, the 9 days are very particular, very identified and very crucial to when we are observing. As you know that there are 2 Navratris. One begins the Hindu New Year, which gives us the first 9 days in the Hindu New Year. The first Navratri we dedicate to the worship more so Bhagwan Sri Ram, because together with that is the observation of the Ram Navami and the Hanuman Jayanti. But to the real Shakti devotees, the greater of the 2 Navratri is the one that comes in the latter part of the year. Navratri vratam matravam sahayayam kurme devi jagadamba mama kilakam. Vyas Maharaj says that for this Navratri, it begins with a sankalp. And what is a sankalp? A sankalp is one's personal determination and intention to perform the mother's puja. Now listen to how very important the sankalp is, devotees. It is identifying the fact that a very auspicious time is coming, and that you, knowing very well that mother's worship is a significant part of the progress in anyone's life, that you take that mental oath that I am going to observe this 9-day period. And devotees, the minute you take that oath, that is when your puja begins. And it takes us into a different dimension now. And the different dimension, we will pause here for a while. Many people do yearly puja. Not so? How many of you? Don't put up your hand. Many of us as Hindus, we do a yearly puja, we invite the Vipra, the Brahmin, the Pundit to come to our home and we perform our puja and fine, excellent. What we do sometimes is that we fail to realize that that puja begins with a sankalp. So the minute, let's say, the year starts, and in your mind you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to call Baba to set a date for my puja. That in itself is the sankalp, your intention to perform that puja, and that is when your puja starts. Many people make the mistake that if they do their puja in the month of Shravan, let's say in August during the holidays when everybody's around, when family could be invited and all of these things, many of us like to do our puja in. When is the best time to do puja? The best time to do puja is the time that you calculate by looking at the patra, and the Pundit is the best one to give you that date. You know, sometimes we call Baba, say, Babs, I want to do a puja. Look, book it for me on the 16th of August. It may be that the date that you want is an auspicious date, but timing is important. So that the minute you have that intention to do that puja, your puja begins. And if your puja is in August, some people make the mistake, and you know what they do? They wait for the what is the month before August? Are Bapre? July. They take July salary and they put it away and they buy all the things for their puja in August. There is no barakat in that. And the minute you set that date for your puja, you put away 5 things. Remember it well? Dakshana, you put away coins. Anna, you put away grains. Supari, or what we call punge phal, you put that away. You put away a piece of vastra, a new piece of clothing, or a piece of cloth, or even a napkin, or a piece of cotton. And the 5th thing is that you put away some notes. You rinse it out a little bit and you put that away. 5 things, and you place it into the kalsa. Many people, when the puja finished, take everything and patse, we throw it in the river. You see your kalsa? Where you do the Kalasha puja? In the kalsa, you consecrate Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesha. Always keep your kalsa. Don't pelt it away in the river. And keep that kalsa, and the next month when pay comes, put a little bit inside there. When Winston get pay, you put a little bit inside there. When Anthony gets some money, you put a little bit inside there. Mother's Day, everybody come and they give you a little thing, you put some inside there. The grandchildren pass and they give you something, and this is what is going to give you barakat. You know what's barakat? Barakat is that blessing that you have, that whatever you have, it is always enough. Whatever you have, you're always happy. Whatever you have, you're always contented. That is barakat. Don't ever make the mistake to do your puja with the month before salary. That is a mistake that you make. There is no barakat with that. Keep your kalsa as your puja saving. And every time your children give you a little money, you put it inside there. Every time you change the pension check, Winston, mommy look at pension, she's not so old. You put a little bit inside there. Somebody come and they send something, you put it, and this is what is going to give you that barakat and that blessing. So puja now does not become an offering of your July month salary, but it becomes a collaboration of a little bit that you have acquired over the period of time. And this is what you now use, and you add more to that, and that is what you buy all your puja samagri and all your things with. Now the 5 things you put away, the coins you use to put in your offerings on the day, to the navgrahas and to tie on the jandi. Well, now I see that they're not tying the langot with the coin and thing. I don't know where, Jai Ram. So, you want to get me in trouble. So that the coins are used in the puja, the notes you use to buy the jandi, the rice you use to wash the rice and to put into the parai and to make all your sweet rice and so on. And that is what you use to gather your items for puja. And devotees, this is how your preparation starts. So that the minute you take that 5 items and you pray and you say, Ma, it is my intention to observe navratri, and this is what I'm going to give puja with and for you. Offerings of love to you. And this is where your puja begins, my friends. It doesn't begin 21 days before. It begins with that sankalp. This is why Vyas Maharaj is saying to us in this beautiful line of the of Shloka, that it begins with love, with the intention, with the dedication of love for the performance of Mother's Puja. Devotees, Your yearly puja alone does not fulfill your form of worship and giving thanks. There are many phases of one's life where puja is necessary. There's a time in your life when you feel mentally drained, you feel frustrated. Sometimes in life things are not going the way they're supposed to. Do you think that in life you will have all the things that you want all the time? Do you think all the people will say to you the things you want to hear all the time? Do you think your boss will go along with what you do all the time? Always there will be disappointments. There will be sicknesses, there will be problems, there will be afflictions in life. And because of the fact that you are sometimes not prepared immediately for puja, there are many beautiful sankalps that you can take. And I'm going to share one with you. Just recently, there was a family with a great difficulty, with an illness that developed in a family. And they went all over and they called. They said, Baba, look, this is the case. And we are asking in whatever way you can help. I said, Bhaiya, I cannot help you with nothing at all. I am helpless myself. I know someone who can help you. But that is if you are willing to seek their assistance. And of course they were very willing. Wherever to go, whoever to look for, we will go, we will do. I said, no. All that you need to do is to turn to the mother with love. Take these 5 items and gather them together and take a sankalp that it is your intention, after receiving mother's blessings, her guidance, that you're going to do this puja. And all I ask them to do is to buy a red flag, to take 9 coins, to take 9 supari, to take a handful of akshat, rice, and 1 flower, and to go by the murti and say, Ma, life has brought us into this situation where we are helpless. We feel hopeless, Ma. We have tried and yet nothing is working. Today we seek your spiritual, your divine intervention. We take this sankalp today, Ma, to give you thanks when the time is right, when the time is auspicious. And they made that offering. And my dear friends, believe it or not, there was instantaneous relief and transformation in the life of that individual who was plagued with a great demise. And this is what the Katha speaks about, the importance of one's intention and the determination to give thanks and to seek the blessings and the glories of the Universal Mother. We listen in the next beautiful narration.
Jai Jag Janani Ambe Bhavani, Jai Jag Janani Ambe Bhavani, Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani, Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani.
Matangi Bhumavati Mata Bhuvaneshwar Bhagla Sukhdata Shri Bhairav Tara Jagatarani Chinha Bal Bhav Sukha Bolo
Jai Jag Janani Ambe Bhavani, Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani.
Ke Harvahan Shoha Bhavani, Langur Veer Chalatha Agavani, Har Me Kappar Khanga Viraje, Khar Me Kappar Khanga Viraje, Jaate Dekh Kaal Darbaje, Jaate Dekh Kaal Darbaje. Everyone together, follow.
Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani, Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani.
Bolo Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani, Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani, Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani,
Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani.
जननी काली भवानी जय जग जननी काली भवानी के हरिवाहन सोह भवानी लंगूर पीर चलत अगवानी घर में खप्पर कंग विराजे जाके देख काल दरबाजे जय हनुमाना श्री हनुमान जय हनुमाना श्री हनुमान पवन पुत्र हनुमान की महादेवी माता की जय. In the battlefield of Shri Ramchandra Ji's battles with Ravana, Ravana realized that the might of the arrows of Shri Ramchandra Ji, the might of the arms and in the intellectual fortitude of Shri Hanuman Ji was unmatched indeed. And when Ravana saw the falling of his entire army by the might of Shri Ramchandra Ji in his time of peril, and seeing the destruction of his entire army, his people, his horses, knowing and seeing before him his impending demise and destruction, my dear devotees, Ravana took a sankalp, and in his mind and in his heart, knowing very well that his destruction was close at hand, Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani. He took that mental sankalp that, O Mother, if you would fulfill my desire and give me that which I desire, O Ma, I will perform your worship, your puja, and give you offerings of Balidan. And devotees, Ravana consecrated the Vedi and performing all the rituals on the 16 corners or parameters of his Yagyashala. He stationed the Shodash Matrikas. The Shodash Matrikas are 16 forms of Mahadevi, Mahashakti, Mahakali that brings protection in every home. When Pundit does puja and the Gauri puja and he does the Sankalpa and the invocation mantras, these Devis are consecrated on the four sides of your home. The east, the west, the north and the south. And each side has 4 Devis. So 4 multiplied by 4 is 16. So the Shodash Matrikas, when every puja is done, they present themselves to protect the spiritual doors of your home, devotees. It is only when, God forbid, and death happens and the body is brought into the home that the Devis would immediately leave. And this is why when the Bhandara, the Trayadash Vishnu Shraddha is performed, after the offerings of the Pindas and the Gita Path is done, the Pandit reintroduces the Devis to protect the home and the family and to strengthen the spiritual doors. And devotees, who is the Pradhan Devata of the Shodash Matrikas? None other than Shri Kal Bhairav. And so, friends, Hanuman Baba went and whispered into the air of Bhagwan Shri Ramchandra Ji, my Lord, Ravan has consecrated the worship of the mother in the form of Kali. Prabhu, if he completes that Balidan and he makes that final offering to the Devi, then Prabhu, there is no way that we could stand to match the might, the power, the efficacy and the fortitude of Ravana. Prabhu, we cannot prevent the performance of the puja because the matrikas are protecting the Yagyashala. And devotees, now this brought a lot of stress, an undue worry in the mind, in the heart of Sri Ram. Even the devatas were worried, then what is going to happen? That when Ravana completes the worship of the mother is always inclined to fulfilling the desire of the child, that whatever the child wants, that sometimes that even what the child wants may not be what is best for the child, but the mother always wants to give that child just to make that child happy. And this is why the mother's blessing is so powerful. Just she's always finding ways to make us happy. And so, devotees, Ravana is performing this Mahadevi puja, this yajna. Sri Ramchandraji and his army, even Sri Hanumanji, is now worried that they cannot stop the puja because even the yajnashal is protected by the matrikas. What will they do? Devotees, Saraswati Mata inspired the mind of Sri Hanumanji, and Hanumanji saw from a distance as Ravana is chanting the Vij mantra to Devi Mata. And devotees, as he is chanting and making offerings into the fire, the mother is looking and she is smiling, she is laughing, yet she is pleased with the offerings that Ravana is making. But yet still she knows now Ravana's intention, and she sees the actions of Sri Hanumanji. What Hanumanji does, he goes and from a distance he begins to chant the mantra with Ravana. He repeats the mantra with Ravana. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chandikai Vijay Nama. 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 Om Aim Hrim Klim Chandikai. All how Sri Hanumanji tried to break that protective shield. Not even Hanumanji, who was the incarnation of Shankar Bhagwan, not even Hanumanji could have gone there to stop that yajna. So powerful is mother's puja. And devotees, from a distance Hanumanji had to stay. And he articulated his voice together with Ravana, and he's chanting. And as Ravana stood up and he was about to offer the balidan into the fire, Hanumanji changed one mantra, one syllable. And instead of Ravana praying when the mother came in all her divine forms there to give the bardhan to Ravana, one syllable was changed. And instead of Ravana asking the mother to bless me that I may be able to defeat the army of Ravana, Hanumanji's chanting entered into the air, into the mind of Ravana. And instead of asking to destroy the army of Ram, that one mantra chanted said instead, let the army of Ram destroy my army instead. And so, devotees, the mother with all her hands and all her divine form, she blessed Ravana, tata astu, so shall it be. Balo Jagadamba Mata ki. And so, friends, not even realizing, with his mind only fixed on destroying and destruction. And this is why it is said, devotees, that whenever, it is not a phrase I like to use often, but whenever you dig for other people, it is true, you end up falling inside of it, bhaiya. Never dig hole for people, always bless them. Swami Vivekananda said that as you walk the road of life, people will take stones and they will pelt you. Don't worry. Take those stones and build a strong house with it. Take those stones, and when you reach the potholes and ditches in life, they will help you to build a better foundation to move on. And so, my friends, it is a beautiful message. In life, you cannot at no time at all help or change what people say or think about you. You can't. And in life, people will say all kinds of things about you. You have no control of what people say about you. What you do have control of is how you react and how you respond to what people say about you. Ram Ram Bhajo, Jai Ram, that's okay. Namah Shivaya, bless them instead. And so, my friends, very beautifully, Sri Ramchandraji was able to defeat and to destroy Ravana. Yet again, a beautiful katha from the Ramacharita Manas, Valmiki Ramayana. Devotees, There was a beautiful part of Valmiki's Ramayana where this forceful brother of Ravana, Ravana, captured Sri Ram and Lakshmana and dragged them and pulled them down to the Patal Puri. His intention was to make a special offering to the mother, that when she gets this offering, she would be so pleased. Devotees, this is why whenever we do puja, we try to always give our best. You may not have a golden thali to offer aarti to the mother, but if you take something called brasso, I think is it brasso? Or if you take baking powder and a lime and rub that thali, it is going to shine like 22 carats. Didi, you see that beautiful chain you're wearing there? The thali would look just like that. The lota would look just like that. And so whenever you have puja, you always want to give the best. Ravana wanted to offer the best to Mahakali Devi. And so he took Sri Ram and Lakshmana and pulled them down to Patal. What will happen? We listen in this next beautiful narration. Bolo Jagadamba Mata ki!
Jai Jag Janani Ambe Bhavani Jai Jag Janani Ambe Bhavani Jai Jagadam Ambe Bhavani Jai Jagadani Kali Bhavani.
Everyone sing together. Jai Jag Janani Ambe Bhavani Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani. Bolo
Jai Jag Janani Ambe Bhavani Jai Jag Janani Kali Bhavani.
प्रेम भक्ति से जो जस गावे दुख दारिद्रनी कथ नहीं आवे ध्यावे तुम ही जो नर मन लाए जन्म मरण ते सोच जाए. बोलो
जय जग जननी अम्बे भवानी जय जग जननी काली भवानी
जय जग जननी
अम्बे भवानी जय जग जननी काली भवानी.
बोलो जगदम्बा माता की Devotees, Ravana had taken Sri Ramchandra ji and Lakshman, created a situation where they went into a trance, and helpless and lifelessly, he lifted them up and took them down to Patal Lok. And there he placed them into large thalis and he consecrated the worship of Mahakali Devi. That, oh Mother, today I brought you the perfect of offerings. When you are pleased with my offering of the best that I could give, Ma, your blessings would be unbounded indeed. This is what he had in his mind. Devotees, let me ask you a question. Do you think if you offer one sohari to Durga Mata or to Kali Mata that the mother will accept it? Yes or no? Do you think if you offer a dried coconut to the mother, she would accept it? Yes or no? Do you think if you offer green coconuts to Kali Mata, she would accept it? Yes or no? If you offer khalai phal, if you offer bananas to the mother, would she accept it? If you offer the angur, grapes to Kali Mata, will she accept it? If you offer a live sacrifice to the mother, will she accept it? Everybody keep their head straight like this. I am turning my head, not that I'm saying yes, but I'm looking to see what your response will be. I am in no way qualified to criticize what people offer to the mother. I know my mother, whatever I give to her, she's always happy. If I give her nothing and I embrace her with love, she is even happier. And she's happiest when we simply take the time to say, Ma, I love you. जग की रखवाले करने वाले जय काली मैया, जग की रखवाले करने वाले जय काली मैया, महिमा तुम्हारी है निराली, ओ जय काली मैया, महिमा तुम्हारी है निराली, ओ जय. Whatever you offer the mother, she's always happy. She's always fulfilled. She's always willing to confer blessings. The fact of the matter remains that it is our intention to simply say, thanks, Ma. Your blessing is what brings happiness to us. Your presence in our home is what brings happiness and joy. Your grace unto us is what gives barakat unto us. चरणों में बैठे आशा लगाए, बिनती हमारी काली न जाए. बोलो भैया. चरणों में बैठे
आशा लगाए, बिनती हमारे काली न जाए.
बोलो ले लो है आरती की थाली, जगदम्बे मैया, महिमा तुम्हारी है निराली, ओ जगदम्बे. Everyone together, बोलो. जग की रखवाले करने वाली जय काली मैया, जग की रखवाले करने वाली जय काली मैया, महिमा तुम्हारे है निराली, ओ जगदम्बे मैया, महिमा तुम्हारे है निराली, ओ जगदम्बे. प्रेम से बोलो जगदम्बा माता की. And so, my friends, Ahiravan consecrated the mother and he's worshipping her, he's glorifying her, and now he's about to offer to the mother the Balidan of Sri Ramchandra ji and Lakshman Bhaiya. At that same time, my friends, Shri Hanuman ji heard of what was taking place and immediately he went down to Patal Puri. He was able to meet with the sun in the form of Makar Dhwaj, my friends. And Makar Dhwaj said to him that, O Hanumanji, this is the abode of the mother that you are desirous of entering. There is a task you must perform, O Hanuman. I cannot allow you to enter here without fulfilling this task. And Hanuman is inquiring, my Ram and Lakshman is in there. You must allow me to go. He says, well, I don't care who you are, but in order to pass through here, you must fulfill this requirement. There were 5 lit lamps, or 5 diyas, in the 4 directions, and one was floating above. And he said to Hanuman that with one breath, you must be able to out the fire that blazes in the east, in the west, in the north, in the south, and the fire that consumes in the heavenly regions. And my friends, Hanumanji knew very well that this was a task that he could have not completed. And what he did, he closed his eyes and meditating upon Bhagwan Shiva, Shiva Shankar Bhole Bhale Bhole, Bhakton ke रखवाले तुमको लाखों प्रणाम, तुमको मेरा प्रणाम. शिव शंकर भोले भाले भोले, भक्तों के रखवाले तुमको लाखों प्रणाम, तुमको मेरा प्रणाम. तुमने ये संसार बनाया, सभी तुम्हारी माया छाया, कर्पूर के माला वाले, कैलाश पर्वत वाले, तुमको लाखों प्रणाम, तुमको मेरा प्रणाम. बोलो भैया. शिव शंकर भोले भाले भोले, भक्तों के रखवाले. My friends, the devatas reminded Hanuman that, oh Hanuman, you are Rudra, you are Bhagwan Shankar yourself. Why are you fearful? Why are you despondent? Why are you reluctant, oh Hanuman? And my friends, Shri Hanuman Baba was reminded who he really was. None other than Lord Bhagwan Shankar. And immediately there, 5 faces grew from the body of Shri Hanumanji. One facing the east, one facing the west, one facing the north, and one facing the south. There was the final face that faced the heavenly regions, the Swargaloka. And immediately invoking the blessings of Shankar Bhagwan, Hanuman Baba in this form of Panch Mukhi was able to consume these 5 fires. And devotees, bring an end to those blazing fires. The symbol of these fires, my friends, Bhagwan Shankar would relate to us. Let us sing as we glorify Shivaji. भक्तों के रखवाले तुमको लाखों प्रणाम, तुमको मेरा प्रणाम। शिव शंकर भोले भाले भोले, भक्तों के रखवाले तुमको लाखों प्रणाम, तुमको मेरा प्रणाम, तुमको लाखों प्रणाम, तुमको मेरा। बोलो रमापति महादेव की जय। हनुमान श्री हनुमान दया करो हे कृपा निधान। And so friends, you know, many people say, Baba, you talk about Panch Mukhi. Where did this come from? Who is Panch Mukhi? Where did he come from? Why do we do his puja? My friends, Panch Mukhi represents the Rudra form of Shiva. The 5 faces of Shri Hanumanji, devotees, that was able to rescue Shri Ramachandraji and Lakshmanji from the clutches of Ahiravan. So Makardhwaj gave to Hanumanji permission to go into the shrine, and when Hanuman went there, he assumed a very minute form, and he's looking and he's observing that the Devi mantras are being chanted. The mother is standing there in her beautiful form as Mahakali, and Sri Ram and Lakshman are now to be offered as Balidan into the sacred fire. My friends, Shri Hanumanji, he went there in a very minute form, and into the air of the mother he repeats, Ma, this is your son, Ma. Devotees, who is Hanuman? Hanumanji is the manifestation of Lord Bhagavan Shiva. And immediately Kali Maya was so filled with joy to recognize within this form of Hanumanji her own divinity, which was Shiva. In fact, Shri Hanumanji is the Ekadash Rudra, the 11th form of Lord Shiva. Prasanna ho Ma Devi, prasanna ho. So please Shiva, she said, O Pavan Putra, O son of the wind god, Bar Mang, ask for a boon that you so desire. He said, Ma, if you would be pleased with me to free my Ram and Lakshman and allow me to return to them, to the Prithvi Lok, O mother and devotees, Mahakali Mata, she smiled. She said, I want you to promise me one thing. I am going to give you your desire. I'm going to fulfill your desire and allow you to have Ram and Lakshman to go. But O Hanuman, there is one thing you must do for me. Hey Hanuman, Bahu Balavan, Bhakti Jnana Vairagya ki kaan. O Hanuman, Shri Kali Mata, she says, O Hanuman, you are the abode of wisdom. You are the abode of love. You are the embodiment of such devotion that I am asking you to give you a boon. And what are you asking? You are asking to free Ram and Lakshman. And devotees, Ma Kali Devi, she said, O Hanuman, I will fulfill your desire, but you give me one blessing instead. You fulfill one desire. And O Hanuman, you must always sit at my doorway, that no devotee can come to me without first paying obeisance to you, O Hanuman. May you forever guide my doors, O Hanuman. He Hanuman, Bahu Balavan. He Hanuman, Bahu Balavan. Bhakti Jnana Vairagya ki kaan. भक्ति ज्ञान वैराग्य की कान, हे हनुमान बहु बलवान, हे हनुमान बहु बलवान, भक्ति ज्ञान वैराग्य की कान, हे हनुमान, संकट मोचन तू कहलाए, संकट मोचन तू कहलाए, राम बिना तुझे कुछ ना भाए, राम बिना तुझे कुछ ना भाए, तेरा द्वार जो भी कट जाए, तेरा द्वार जो भी कट जाए, बिन कुछ पाए कर नहीं जाए, बिन कुछ पाए कर नहीं जाए, बिन कुछ पाए कर नहीं जाए, हे हनुमान बहु बलवान, भक्ति ज्ञान वैराग्य की कान, हे हनुमान बहु बलवान, भक्ति ज्ञान वैराग्य। My friends, Shri Hanuman ji, very readily he agreed, Mahadevi, please bless me, but my shoulders may be broad and wide enough. Devotees, Shri Hanuman Baba lifted up Shri Ram and Lakshman and placed them on his shoulders. Jai Kali Mata! And he lifted them out of the Patal Puri and took them safely, my dear devotees, back to the battlefield where the battle was waging between Ravana and the Vanar Sena. Hey Hanuman Bahu Balavan, Bhakti Jnana Vairagya ki kaan. Hey Hanuman Bahu Balavan, Hey Hanuman Bahu Balavan, Hey Hanuman Bahu Balavan. Bola Pavan Sudha Hanuman ki Jai Sharanam. And so, devotees, Pavan Putra Hanumanji, identifying with a mother, her greatness and her puja, praying to her with so much of love, O Ma, grant unto me this boon. If you will, allow me to release Sri Ram and Lakshman from the clutches of the hold of Ahiravan. O Mother, allow me to return them to Patal Puri. In the process, Sri Hanumanji was able to destroy the whole of Ahiravan's reign in the Patal, and he was able to crown the son of Sri Hanumanji, Makar Dwaj, as the Lord of the Patal Pur. What are the 5 lights that were burning? Devotees, at the entrance of Patal Puri, Makar Dwaj, the son of Hanumanji, was seated. And Hanumanji's request would have been to go and to enter there and to free Sri Ram and to free Lakshmana. They were being held captive by Ahiravan. Makar Dwaj said to Sri Hanumanji that you must be able to consume these 5 burning lights. Devotees, many of us, if our desire in life is to please the mother and to be one with her, Makar Dwaj was guarding there, and he said to Hanumanji, I cannot allow you into mother's shrine, that you must consume these 5 fires. What are the 5 fires? Devotees, the 5 burning fires are the burning senses that every single one of you and I, we possess. Our thoughts, our sight, our smell, our tasting, and our touching. The 5 senses of the body. And apart from the 5 senses, we have the 5 elements of the body: earth, water, fire, wind, and ether. We must be able to, before going to the mother, to control these senses. You cannot be a bhakta of the mother and cannot be devoting yourself to her in her puja and to go to her temple and to expect that the mother will allow you into her heart if you cannot discipline yourself and bring yourself to spiritual discipline. What is spiritual discipline? It is the control of the 5 senses. You know, there is one of the Upanishad, the Katha Upanishad, And there's a beautiful shloka that says that this body is like a chariot being pulled by 5 horses. And the 5 horses are the senses, that which you see, you smell, you taste, you touch, you feel, and our intellectual capacity or ability to think that controls all of them. If you do not have self-control and discipline, then there is no way that Mother's blessings will be meaningful and impactful in your life. If you're a devotee of Mother Kali, Mother Durga, and things are not working out for you, Bhaiya, it is not that the Mother's power is not great. It is just that you haven't reached at a place where Mother's blessings could uplift you. And this is what Sri Hanumanji is teaching. When he took that form of Panch Mukhi, and with those 5 faces, he was able to consume those burning fire and bring that kind of calm and serenity, that purity and sanctity that was needed to allow him to enter into Mother's shrine. And devotees, just as she blessed Sri Hanumanji with powerful shoulders to lift Sri Rama and Lakshman out of the patal, in turn, she said to Hanumanji that, "O Hanuman, bless me that you must sit at the doorway of all my shrines together with your brother, Bhairo Devta." And so, my friends, very beautifully so, the importance of the puja of the Mother that brings transformation, that brings upliftment, that fulfills desire. And just as Sri Rama and Lakshman, we hear of the Katha, but what is important that every time you go to a yajna, or every time you go to a puja, or every time you listen to a discourse, there is one very important thing that you must do. Apart from listening and looking and admiring, always put yourself into the perspective of the Katha. Don't look at anybody else. Katha is like a mirror. And this is why before every Katha we do Sumiran. It is like the mantras before the Katha is like wiping the mirror clean. So when you look into the mirror, who do you see? Not your neighbor, not this one and that one, but you see yourself. And when you look at tonight's Katha, you will see that many of us, just like Ram and Lakshman, life will bring us down. No matter who you are, life will pull us down. But what is important, that we must have control, that we must have faith. And as the first shloka that we started with tonight, remember the shlok when I said to you, Karishyami vratam matra navratri madamuttamam sahayam kurume devi jagadamba mama kilakam. The vrat, our intention to worship the Mother, our determination to keep our fast and to be disciplined. And so, devotees, the navratri gives us the perfect opportunity for 9 days and 9 nights to discipline our minds, to abstain from all the things that you eat and drink and you pollute the mind and the body with, and to maintain that focus and to dedicate the mind in the channel that would allow us to be in tune with that divine frequency. Devotees, just as Sri Hanumanji had to go through that test was observing the vrat, the very set vrat that is necessary for us to observe for the Navratri. And at the end of it all, what will happen? There is that upliftment. Our shoulders become very strong to be able to withstand whatever turmoil or difficulty or the greatest earthquake, my dear devotees, cannot shake you nor break you when the Mother's blessings is for you. And so we glorify her. Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. She's Adi Shakti. Mother is Jagat Janani. Adi Shakti means that she is the greatest of all powers. Whether who you pray to or who you worship, there is one power that supersedes all, and that is the Mother's power. Adi Shakti Ma Jagat Ki Janani. She's the Mother of the universe. Rinachandi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Brahma Vishnu Shiva Swarupini Tuhi Ma Vardani Re. If you pray to Brahma, the Creator will bless you. If you pray to Vishnu Bhagwan, Satyanarayana Surya would bless you. If you pray to Shivji, Bhagwan Shankar will bless you. But when you pray to Kali Mata, all the devatas, they will bless you, Bhaiya. There is none greater than Mahakali. Munda Mala Kappar Kardhari, Jwala Mukhi Vikarali Re. When her mouth opens, the light of the universe shines. Dukkha Daritri Sukha Karini Ma. She is the one who removes whatever problems you have, whatever, how big your pain or sufferings may be. Sukha Karini Ma. She is the one who gives the greatest and the happiest of joys. Sharanagata Pratipali Re Oma. To you I come to, I bow again and again to seek your blessings. Bolo Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali. Bolo Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Adi Shakti Ma Jagat Ki Janani Rin Chandi Mahakali Re. Adi Shakti Ma Jagat Ki Janani Rin Chandi Mahakali. Bolo Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Brahma Vishnu Shiva Swarupini Tu hi Ma Varadani Re. Brahma Vishnu Shiva Swarupini Tu hai Ma Varadani Re. Brahma Vishnu Shiva Swarupini Tu hi Ma Varadani Re. Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Mundamala Kappar Kardharini Jwala Mukhi Vikarali Re. Mundamala Kappar Kardharini Jwala Mukhi Vikarali Re. Hare Mundamala Kappar Kardharini Jwala Mukhi Vikarali. Bolo Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Adi Shakti Ma Jagat Ki Janani Rin Chandi Mahakali Re. Adi Shakti Ma Jagat Ki Janani Rin Chandi Mahakali Re. Bolo Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Dukkha Harini Sukha Harini Ma Sharanagat Pratipali Re. Dukkha Harini Tu Shubha Karini Ma Sharanagat Pratipali Re. O Dukkha Harini Tu Sukha Karini Ma Sharanagat Pratipali Re. Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Adi Shakti Ma Jagat Ki Janani Rin Chandi Mahakali Re. Adi Shakti Ma Jagat Ki Janani Rin Chandi Mahakali Re. Bolo Jai Devi Mahakali Re, 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 Jai Devi. Bolo Jagadamba Mata Ki. Adi Shakti Ma Jagat Ki Janani Rin Chandi Mahakali Re. Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Jayanti Kali Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu शक्ति रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। बोलो जगदम्बा माता की जय, महाकाली माता की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। So friends, mother's worship begins in the heart of a devotee. It begins with the sankalp, the intention, the yearning to give love and to give thanks to the mother. And of course, whatever we give to the mother with love, flowers, fruits, prasad, lapsi and suhari, pan supari dhwaja nariyal, le tere bhet charhaya, le tere bhet charhaya, suno meri devi पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। May the mother's blessings continue us, to embrace us, to comfort us, to strengthen us. May her eyes of compassion and love, benevolent gaze forever be upon us, now and forevermore. Jai Devi Mahakali Re, जय देवी महाकाली रे, बोलो जय देवी महाकाली रे, जय देवी महाकाली, बोलो जगदम्बा माता की जय। At this time I will ask Pandit Maharaj ji to sing one of his beautiful bhajans to Devi, as we will clap and sing and glorify the mother in all her greatness, her beauty and divinity. Let us sing together and glorify her as we seek her blessings and benedictions.
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Dayarupaya Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha Durga Durgati Dur Kar Mangal Karo Sab Kaaj Man Mandir Ujjwal Karo कृपा करके आओ। ऐसा प्यार बहारे मैया, ऐसा प्यार बहारे मैया, चरणों से चरणों से नहीं जाऊं मैं, सब अंधकार दे मैया, सब अंधकार दे मैया, दर्श तेरा कर पाऊं मैं, ऐसा प्यार बखरे
Bolo Sri Jagadamba Mata Ki Jai. And to conclude, the 58th shlok of the 26th chapter of Srimad Devi Bhagavad Mahapuran. The beautiful line glorifying the Devi when her puja is done. Om Chandika Chandarupanscha Chandamunda Vinashini Tam Chandika Papaharani Devi Chandamunda Pujamyaham Chandika Chandarupanscha Chandamunda Vinashini Tam Chandika Papaharani Devi Chandikam Pujamyaham Chandika Pujamyaham. I bow to Chandika Devi, that beautiful form of Mahakali. May she relieve us of all our pains and sorrows and bring to us happiness, health, wealth, prosperity, long life, and the abundance of all blessings. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Bolo Mahakali Mata Ki Jai. Today, my friends, marks a very special day. A very wonderful, very loving and a compassionate lady celebrates her birthday. And I want to wish her, in fact, I'm wishing you, Ma, another year of laughter, another year of fun, another year of joy, surprises, love and happiness. And when your birthday is done, I hope that you feel deep in your heart as your birthdays come and go, how very, very much you mean to all of us, more than you will ever know. Birthday blessings, instead of counting candles or tallying up the years, contemplate your blessings now as your birthday comes and nears. Consider special people who love you and who care, and others who've enriched your life by simply just being there. Passing years can never mar experiences great and small that have made you who you are today, a gift unto us all. May Devi Mata bless you with many, many more years of happiness, health and well-being. May she grant you a heart that is filled with love, and may she continue to allow you to be resplendent and wonderful as you are, a beautiful Lakshmi to all of us. Ma sunao mujhe do kahani jisme raja na ho rani. माँ सुनाओ मुझे वो कहानी. Oh Winston Ma, you will never know how much you mean to me. Let's give her a round of applause. We have a very special lady who wants to sing two beautiful songs that we want to dedicate to her. Amrika, Didi Amrika, could we ask her to please come? And at this time we want to call the children and the grandchildren and the extended family. Whenever we share a birthday, we do a birthday by giving blessings. So while the song is being done, we will give chandan, which is our way of our tradition of giving honor. Chandan, perfume, flowers, and an outpouring of our love and affection and aarti. So please come forward, the children and the family members.
Namaskar, Sitaram everyone. As the kids get prepared, I would like to say a very happy birthday to a very special lady, Auntie Molly. On behalf of Mommy, Daddy and the entire family, we pray that we are blessed to have you around for many, many, many more years to come. Bolo Ram, Sri Ram, Bolo Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram, Sri Ram, This next bhajan was specially requested by Winston. So Winston, to you, this bhajan is dedicated to you, my brother in Dharma. कभी दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना कभी दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना ओ चले आना मैया जी चले आना कभी दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना ओ चले आना मैया जी चले आना
कभी काली बने के कभी दुर्गा बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना मैया जी चले आना
तुम्हें दूरे का रूप में आना तुम्हें दूरे का रूप में आना सिंधर साथ लेके झगड़ा हाथ लेके चले आना मैया जी चले आना कभी दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना ओ चले आना मैया जी चले आना
दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना
तुम्हें दूरे का रूप में आना तुम्हें दूरे का रूप में आना थप्पड़ हाथ लेके योगिनी साथ लेके चले आना मैया जी चले आना मैया जी चले आना कभी दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना ओ चले आना मैया जी चले आना तुम्हें शीतल रूप में आना तुम्हें शीतल रूप में आना झाड़ू हाथ लेके कचरा साथ लेके चले आना मैया जी चले आना कभी दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना ओ चले आना मैया जी चले आना तुम गौरी रूप में आना तुम गौरी रूप में आना माला हाथ लेके गणपति साथ लेके चले आना मैया जी चले आना कभी दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना ओ चले आना मैया जी चले आना कभी दुर्गा बने के कभी काली बने के चले आना मैया जी चले आना मैया जी चले आना ओ चले आना मैया जी चले आना ओ चले आना मैया जी चले आना
Thank you very much. Two beautiful renditions of praises and dedication tonight. Let me call on little Brianna, who will offer words of thank you and words of appreciation. Brianna ji.
Sitaram, Pundit, Lutchmidath, members of the group and devotee. I would like to dedicate this to my grandmother. I just want to let you know you mean the world to me. The many things you have done all the time for me and helped me know deep down inside how much you really love and care for me. Even though I might not say I appreciate all the things you have done for me and my brothers, richly blessed is how I feel having a grandmother like you. Once again, happy birthday, Mother Kali. Blessings to everyone and thank you.
And your name is?
Brian.
Let's give Brian a round of applause. He was almost left out.
Sitaram, everyone.
Sitaram.
I would like to thank everyone, Pundit, Lutchmidath and group, all members of the family, friends and neighbors who help us in different ways for this one night yagya being a success. Thank you all very much. And Sitaram.
Prem se bolo Jagadamba Mata ki Jai. Please stand. At this time we will conclude with Devi Aarti. Om. Om. Please close your eyes and pray, everyone. Om. Jai Tvam Devi Chamunde, Jai Bhutar Piharini, Jai Sarvagate Devi Kal Ratri Namostute. Jai Jai Rudra Maharaudra Veerbhadravataraya Sangarinath Mahabhairavaya. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Sri Mahakal Ratri Mahachandikaye. Salutations to Devi Mata. सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल, पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल, पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल, पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल। ले तेरी भेंट चढ़ाया, ले तेरी भेंट चढ़ाया। बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। सुवा चोल तेरे अंग विराजे, सुवा चोल तेरे अंग विराजे, सुवा चोल तेरे अंग विराजे, सुवा चोल तेरे अंग विराजे। बोलो केसर तिलक लगाया, केसर तिलक लगाया। बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। ब्रह्मा वेद पढ़े तेरा द्वारे, ब्रह्मा वेद पढ़े तेरे द्वारे। ओ ब्रह्मा वेद पढ़े तेरा द्वारे, ब्रह्मा वेद पढ़े तेरे द्वारे। शंकर ध्यान लगाया, शंकर ध्यान लगाया। बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। नंगे पग तेरे अंगे आया, नंगे पग तेरे नंगे पग तेरे आगे आया, सोने के छत्र चढ़ाया, सोने का छत्र चढ़ाया। बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। ऊंचे ऊंचे पर्वत बान्यो दिवाला, पर्वत बान्यो दिवाला। ऊंचे ऊंचे पर्वत बान्यो दिवाला, ऊंचे ऊंचे पर्वत बान्यो दिवाला। बोलो नीचे शहर पे आशा, नीचे शहर आया। बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासनी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। कलियुग द्वापर त्रेता मध्य, कलियुग द्वापर त्रेता मध्य। सतयुग द्वापर त्रेता मध्य, सतयुग द्वापर त्रेता मध्य। कलियुग राज सवाया,
कलयुग राज सवाया।
बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया,
तेरा पार न पाया।
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती,
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती,
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती,
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती।
बोलो मोहन भोग लगाया,
मोहन भोग लगाया।
बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया,
तेरा पार न पाया।
धानु भगत में तेरे गुण गावे,
भानु भगत मय तेरे गुण गावे,
धानु भगत में तेरे गुण गावे,
भानु भगत मय तेरे गुण गावे।
मन वांछित फल पाया,
मन वांछित फल पाया।
बोलो सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया,
तेरा पार न पाया,
तेरा पार न पाया।
तेरा पार न पाया।
जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी। बोलो जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी, जय 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 जगदम्बा देवी। प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी सुख का सागर है। प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी सुख का सागर है, सुख का सागर है, सुख का सागर है, सुख का सागर है। सुख करता दुख हरता पावन परमात्मा है। प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी, प्रभु जी सुख का सागर है। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैवा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावा करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण। गणपति गिरिजा वृषभध्वजं करमुको नन्दी मुखदिन्धिमा मनोजवंग त्रिशूल मृगस्त्वचं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम। मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत् पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तरस्तु मे। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोलो महाकाली माता की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, शंकर भगवान की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Sankhya Television is not only the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago, but Sankhya TV also has the most coverage. Sankhya